Is it good? Yeah, let me just. So you're going to see it tonight?
So yes.
Good.
So I think Heather.
My schedule is very fluid. Basically, we have 8 shows a week, pretty much. Lend me thy handkerchief. Which means that there should be 2 matinees and 6 evening shows or something like that. Monday is the only day off. Like this weekend we had, Friday we had 1 show, Saturday we had matinee and an evening, and then we had Sunday matinee and an evening, so 5 shows in 48 hours. That's a lot of work. Yeah.
And your rehearsal, what was your rehearsal like?
Rehearsals were about 8 to 10 hours with lunch and everything every day except one day. So it's an intense thing. I mean, once you theater is that. Like, I mean, you just do it. You just have to immerse yourself and do it. And there's literally all other life has to be on the sidelines. Unlike film and television, because you can have some downtime, right? I mean, if you're not in a scene or if you're not in a location, you're not called. You might be working for 4 months, but you'll get some breaks in the middle. There's nothing like that in theater. So we're going to the bowels of the theater, into my dressing room, and here we go. Come with me. So this is where the cast is. That's where the stage management is. This is a little shrine that the theater has to Elvis, which we all need to contribute something by the time we get done with the show. And we go this way, and here is where I have my dressing room, and it's a comfortable place. I have a little chair to sit on. I have a little bed if I want to take a nap, which is behind the door. My costume is right here. I am a storyteller. My medium of telling a story is by entering a character or by creating a world that tells you a story. This idea of telling and receiving stories is a huge part of who I am. I come from 3 generations of people in the performing arts, so maybe it had a profound influence on my thinking. But that real passion comes from my own core. It comes from me wanting to share or be part of stories. Actor's job is to find some level of empathy with the character. My message and my access or my way of portraying the character will always be, how human can I make him? If there was, one reason why I do it, that's why I do it. Because it helps me see different perspectives and different angles and different ways people might live or might think or might do things. I think if we look at people from that perspective, it's easier to access and identify with people. We can put whatever frame you want to put around it, but it's the honesty of that's what makes us identify with the person's pain or joy or whatever. And that to me is a very powerful thing. To me, one of the things that from the outside in, to me the character's shoes are very important. It tells you how the person walks, it tells you how the person stands. It's all of that. So that to me is a great...
Do you mean the physical shoes?
The physical shoes. So the idea of entering someone's shoes is a literal one and a philosophical one. I like to know what shoes this character is going to wear. It's going to change a lot about the character. If he's wearing slippers, he's a different guy. If he's wearing, boots, he's a different guy. If he wears a combat boots or a dress shoe, he's a different guy. affects how you walk, talk, all of that. And personally, it's an enriching process to be able to put myself in somebody's shoes and find some level of a connection. I think that's what wouldn't being in other people's shoes help us find the empathy with other people. And I think this empathy will solve, or has the ability of solving, a lot of the issues that we are facing these days. You know, we always want to put the blame on the other because it's easier for not to take responsibility for our own actions. And whoever that other might be, and we all have those others. I'm not excluding myself from that either. So I think this idea of, from in actor lingo, you know, I think we have fallen into this trap in our lives of getting into rooms and delivering monologues. We're not having dialogues anymore. If I see a role that is so steeped in stereotypes that it becomes almost an agenda on the other side to show somebody so stereotypical, then I don't take the role, because that is a disservice to myself, to the society. I'd much rather not work than work that. We are not humanizing people. We're not seeing people for all that we are. We are here because it's easier for us to just put people in these boxes. You know, either you're good or you're bad. And I think we all operate in many shades of gray. I don't access roles with a political or a personal agenda. I think the first thing I need to do is stay true to the role that's being given to me. The second thing is that every character that I play is going to refract through this prism, which is me. Being male, that prism is being a father, that prism is being a Muslim, that prism is coming from a Pakistani culture, that prism is also being an American. It's all of that. I have a couple of little prayers that I say. One of the prayers is Moses' prayer, and to me that's a personal prayer because I don't want to get out there and mess up. The other is just this idea of give me the ability to tell the story as simply and as honestly as I possibly can. And then the third one is this idea of that let the other people that I'm working with, let my mind, my soul, my heart, and my body be as connected to them as I possibly can be.
Places, please. Places for the top. Places, please. Have a great show, everyone.
Film, television, theater, what it does is that it does for a few minutes or for an hour or two, it helps you, hopefully, it helps you quiet down your inner monologue for a minute and listen to other people. There is a ritual, there is a conceit that you will then, for a time being, not speak for a little bit and listen to an argument or a story being presented to you. And it kind of empties you out a little bit. And that's the power of it. That's the power of it. If through that channel somebody is then therefore, thinking about issues, then I think then that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. And to be able to do that, it's worth everything. The great thing about arts is that it might not give you solutions, but it provokes questions. I don't care if I can present solutions. I do want to invoke and provoke questions. I will do it until the day I die. It is the only thing that makes me who I am. That's my world.